And people ask me all the time, so what made you think you could be a judge? Donald Trump was president.
Now, for the last segment, first off, Steve Harvey just had a recent birthday. I think he's like 65.
Crazy,
right? But I found it very interesting. He also released like a new show about being a judge. Now, Steve Harvey stays booked and busy. One of the hardest working 65-year-olds I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the reason why he started this judge show, I thought was interesting, and I wanted to get Moose's take on it. Let's just play the clip.
Because it kind of embodies all of the gifts that God has given me over the years. I've been blessed. I wanted a show that was funny. I wanted a show that allowed me to use my quick wit. And people ask me all the time, so what made you think you could be a judge? Donald Trump was president. That's kind of...
I love that.
Listen.
I love that. That's such a good word. It's like, yo, if it's already been done, then why are you even having that thought? Or why are you questioning yourself about what you can do? Mm-hmm. Like, is what you're trying to do, has it been done before? It's real. Like, somebody's documented it. So I think it serves as proof in the pudding. But man, I am, on a side note, I think the evolution of his brand, and this is really why we wanted to title this episode the way we did. It's because when you look at the ladies from the Joe Budden Network and them wanting to make the move, it's because the way that business model is running, it's no longer helping them or even in alignment with where they're trying to go. When you look at what Steve Harvey's doing, I watched a stand-up comedy from Steve Harvey, no lie, just last week. He's one of my favorite stand-up comedians, although his stuff is from decades ago. And I'm like, man, this dude, in the 90s, I believe, he was talking about how he's been in the industry for 20 years. Here we are in 2022, and he's still going. He's still evolving. So I wanted to hit on this because there's a big population of us, and especially when we think about the flight assessment, and we're definitely going to start bringing this back in a little bit more into the dialogue. But those of us who are stubborn towards change, you can become outdated quick if you're not mindful of, is the environment still lucrative for what I'm trying to do? Like, you don't necessarily got to change. What I appreciate about Steve Harvey is he's not trying to get on the show and pretend that he's there because he's now, he studied law. He's like, no. I did stand-up comedy. I'm taking my humor, right? My ability to make people laugh, and I'm bringing that in a new way. So I'm presenting it in a way that's almost more receptive, or the audience can be more receptive to it, so that I can continue to give myself opportunities to be relevant and, more importantly, profitable. So I love the moves. And again, I like when our clips give the audience member an opportunity to think about it and ask themselves a question like, okay, can I take a skill set that I may have buried back 10 years, 5 years ago, and just revolutionize it, shift it up, shine it up, present it in a new way? So we've been talking about this just kind of from even like the things that I'm preparing to do. And I've attempted many different things with my message, how I present myself online, and many different things. The one thing that I never attempted to do was to present myself or present my information in my native language. I speak English, and those who don't live in New York may think that, well, you have an accent. But for the most part, I think my English is pretty clean. But believe it or not, it's not my first language. So
say coffee.
So coffee. You know what I'm saying? Coffee.
No,
No.
you intentionally butchered that.
No,
Stop
no. I did. That was me messing around. I'm messing around. No. It's coffee, y'all. It's coffee. No, you know who calls me out on it? Isaiah. Isaiah's like, bro, I catch you all the time when I'm editing stuff. You butcher words all the time with your New York accent. And I'm like, really? I think I like to think I speak pretty normal, but no, for sure. I'm sure the New Yorker in me is deep. But no, just to bring it full circle, man, I'm just like, yo, you speak Arabic fluently. Mm-hmm. That is all of who you are is because of that. So as much as you might try to present the American English version of it, to some extent, it's still not who you are. Right. So I say, yo, I got something for him. I ain't even gonna tell you, or the listeners, but I ain't even gonna tell you. I'm like, yo, I got something for him. I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm bringing back something that has been a part of me my whole life, and I'm going to attempt to present it and leverage it for, whatever you want to call it, connecting with more people, establishing more relationships, bringing on more opportunities in a new way. So I'm just saying, it's the same thing that Steve did. Didn't do anything different. He's still using his ability to do stand-up or be funny and, make people laugh on the spot, but it's presented in a new way. You look at his look, his image, he's kind of changed his clothing and his style up a little bit to go along with that. So those are subtle things that brands and, especially from this standpoint, personal brands and business people do to get you ready for a new season so that you can keep watching. Because I don't know about you, Nix, but I'm not interested in watching Steve Harvey stuff today if he's still dressing in the 7X suits. You feel me? Yeah. It's like, okay, you're doing a judge show, but you coming on with the big suits. I don't know that that's fly.
Right.
But he's reinventing himself now, new clothing, different style. So I think those are things that I just want to don't be afraid to reinvent yourself in a way that's genuine and authentic to you, but it's just more fitting for what is relevant today.
I like that. I think for me, of course, I'm going to go more on the creative side and, of course, a leverage side where, yeah, Donald Trump made everything possible. Hate it or love it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not about supporting or non-supporting that man. It is about they literally made an entertainer. Mm-hmm. Take the name out. They made an entertainer into a president.
Crazy.
Who's to say nothing else is impossible? Like, everything's possible now. If I wanted to do a show about bird watching and I make a huge bird house on top of a tree and I'm just like, look at that. And look at how they were born. If I wanted to do that for some way and tie it into some type of content creation, I could do that. Why?
Yeah. Because
this man was president at one time. So, from that standpoint, I like it. Two, I like how he, and you mentioned it earlier, just really identifying the gifts that you have and finally being able to leverage the journey that you created to be able to do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. He said in that clip, these are all stuff that I had, and I can now put it all in one. It's actually a real show. Like, he makes people sign affidavits, and whatever he rules, they actually have to go and do. But he uses what judging shows and court shows lacked was story and entertainment. And so now he's finding, what really brought you here? Like, any other court may not care, but what brought you here? And let's have fun with this particular story. Why? Because he's a comedian. Why? Because he's a storyteller based off all the stuff that he's done. And he takes that and creates his own desire. Why not? Why can't I be a judge? I want to be a judge, and let's take these gifts and do it. And this took, he probably could have done this a long time ago, but this took truly understanding, okay, this is my gift. Let me milk it out. And we're going to go talk about this on the after show. Let me milk it out in all different kind of ways that everything that I do still represents comedy, yet still brings in money, still brings in an audience, still put things I could pitch to a network, pitch to a higher corporation for sponsorships, for ads, for a deal, whatever. But are you identifying those true gifts and really having a project that you just fully show that in? Not for money or anything. It's because I can. Why not? I've done what I have to do over here. My man has done movies. My man's done stand-ups, shows, hosting. He's done all he needed to do. This is now more because he wants to. That's really the goal. How can I use what I'm really dope at for what I want to do?
Yeah.
Because he comes from a generation of work. That's how I make my money, all that. But now he's at a point like, I like working. And I don't have to, but I like to. And let me just create random stuff while still highlighting the best of me and what people really come to me for. And just be entertaining. I think it's genius. I think this is what continues Steve Harvey to be one of the greats as far as what he does. And happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday.